Okay, ploughing up the rice fields, ready for the rice to go in. So it's really muddy when they do it. They've got them filled with water. So when they dig it up, it just turns it into mud, as you can see. And we've got a little tractor over here ploughing it up. There we go, digging it all up. Getting it all nice and smooth. I'll probably start planting the rice in a few days. This guy's got a little cultivator digging up his rice field. Pretty hard work. Very dirty work too. He's fairly got a good run on it. He's got it powered up. And he's really got it powered up. Getting it all dug up, you'll probably be planting rice in a few days. These rice planting machines are really good. So they grow all the rice in trays. Then they put them onto these machines and they plant them in rows. So they line them up. These machines, their wheels are like solid metal and very skinny, so it doesn't dig up much of the rice paddy. And they just line them up and off they go. So you can see this guy now, he's backing it back up, he's getting ready to run a row. So off he goes. So he just goes straight down. And it puts the rows in 4 or 5, I don't know how many. But here he goes, he's coming down towards us now. So these machines are quite expensive. I'm not sure how much they are, but they would be worth quite a bit of money. And as you can see, he's got all the trays on the front here. And when they run out on the back, they just put these trays into the back. And here he goes, he's come to the end of the row. You can turn him around. So you can see the wheels are very skinny. Very hard. They don't have air or anything in them, so they don't really dig up the paddy so much. And here's all the rice on the back. So he backs her up and off it goes, and it just puts plants in a row. It's really clever how it's done. This is another guy planting up his rice field too, so you can really see here on the bottom how it puts the rice in. These little arms spin around and it just picks up a couple of plants and puts them in. So it puts them into really neat rows. So they're all lined up both ways. So it makes them easy to harvest when they come along at harvest time. But you can see how much water is in the rice field. So it's really muddy. And they just keep them full of water the whole time, these rice fields, while they're growing the rice. I don't know why they need so much water to grow rice, but they do. Anyway, they're always flooded. So, you know, if you live around the rice fields, there's always plenty of mosquitoes in summer. Frogs, plenty of frogs. So when you got frogs, you also got snakes. The snakes come to get the frogs, so you got to be careful wandering around the rice fields. You know, there's always snakes around. We've got a few poisonous ones around this area, so you have to be careful where you're walking when you're walking around these rice fields. But yeah, these machines are really interesting. You can see here how he's got all the trays on the back. They grow the rice in trays here and they just sit them on and it just picks them up and puts them in. He hasn't got any on the ready to wait, and he's probably got them on the truck up the road. But yeah, he just backs it up, lines it up, down it goes, and off it goes. and just picks them up and puts them in. It's really clever. It's amazing how they do it. So yeah, but I don't know what these machines are worth. I would say they're probably worth 50 or 60 grand if you had to buy one. I'd say a little tractor costs you 20 grand, so I'd reckon these things would be worth, yeah, 50 or 60 grand, I reckon they're paying. So he's just running up the thing. You can see up the top there's a little white truck. That's where they keep all the, that's where all the new rice is on there waiting. So yeah, interesting how they run them. Yeah, so this guy, he's just got his small place, so he plants them all by hand. So hard work, hard on your back and that. So
They use a lot of water growing rice. They have to keep the rice fields flooded. So a lot of water goes into growing rice. They have to flood them all to keep them flooded so they don't dry out. Look at the water going here now, filling it up.
yeah, it's really pleasant this time of the year. Once they get the rice in, and the paddies are all flooded. Sunsets are beautiful. You get all the reflection in the water. It's fantastic. Just sunsets are beautiful looking over all the rice fields. Now they're using these drones a lot now to spray the different crops. So these drones are really expensive. These are around $20,000 to $30,000 for these drones, and they run them now a lot to do this sort of work. So this is quite a decent sized one. They're all battery operated. The batteries don't last long. They only got a flight time about 15-20 minutes. But yeah, they're really big. Yeah, here we've got a lot of wheat. So before, these all used to be rice paddies, but now they're growing wheat. I was speaking to one of the farmers and he was telling me that there's not a lot of money in growing rice at the moment. It's very expensive and the profits aren't that good, where they can make a lot more money growing wheat. So this year they've planted a lot of wheat, where before these all used to be rice fields. 20 years ago this was just full of rice fields. They didn't have any wheat, but now a lot of wheat.